Today we all have TVs in our homes, phones in our hands, on which we spend hours watching and listening to videos, but have you ever thought that how people used to entertain themselves in the past? How did they walk through silent cinema to color cinema and today's high-definition screen? Today our story, Babylon, tells the story of one such journey and the people associated with it. So let's take you on this journey in which there are actors, directors, music, and elephants too. Elephant. Yes, the elephant. If you don't believe, then see for yourself how Manuel is taking the elephant to a party by persuading a truck driver on the behest of his studio executive, Don Wallach. Now on the mountains, when the truck with the weight of the elephant starts going backwards, both were pushing the truck, but at last Manuel had to bring that elephant in a convoy. Typical filmy party going on here. Drunk girls, cocaine addicts, their star, Sidney Palmer, leading the jazz music band, cabaret dancer, Lady Feyzo, performing a very fine dance, veteran actor, Jack, and his wife, Ina, who's demanding a divorce after seeing him flirting and hooking up with the waitress. Manuel's eyes seem to see something more beautiful than this wonderful party. Nellie, who injured a statue with her car as soon as she entered the party, and now she injures Manuel with her beauty. But there are guards not allowing Nellie inside the party after seeing what she did, but Manuel backs her up, and he takes her directly inside the party to the room where everyone is drunk. Now there were so many intoxicants in front of both of them, so those people also get intoxicated. Nellie is from New Jersey who wants to be a movie star, and Manuel is from Mexico who wants to make a mark in the film industry. The elephant has to be brought in midway to stop the grand party because an actress, Jane, who is enjoying an intimate party with a much older man, has overdosed on drugs, which leads taking her to the hospital, but doing it in front of everyone would look bad upon them, so Manuel's boss, Bob, asks him to fix this thing. Now due to the elephant's panic, people started running away in fear. Jane reached the hospital, but Nellie started dancing drunk, because of which everyone's attention was on her, and finally Bob replaced her with Jane for the shoot of next day by casting her in the film. Here Jack is also drunk, so Bob asks Manuel to drop him home. Jack is drunk, but still he is so conscious that he asks Manuel to stay with him. Now when he wakes up the next morning, he is late for his shoot, so Manuel drops him off at his shooting location. You have seen the elephant in the first shot. Now here you can also see the horses, which are bent upon completely muting a silent film made in 1926 and are breaking the cameras. But the director is adamant that he has to take the shot before sunset, so Manuel reaches there again to get the last available camera from the shop, for which he has to wait so long and even reach the sets in an ambulance with the camera. Camera arrived and the sunset shot was also done very beautifully. The director liked the dedication of Manuel, because of which he offered him the job, and even Manuel could not refuse. The director, Ruth, and assistant, Max, of the movie in which Nellie was cast are expecting a girl who is a bit healthy and chubby, but they end up with Nellie. Seeing the acting of Nellie, Ruth casts her again for a side role in one of her films, whose lead actress is Constance Moore. The character of Nellie in this film is very much liked by the people. So now in 1927, Ruth also gives Nellie the project which Constance is going to do. But when Constance comes to know about this, she reminds Ruth that Constance's father sponsored them, due to which Nellie does not get that role. But she wasn't going to sit quietly, so she somehow takes the place of Constance. Now Nellie has become such a superstar that her father, Robert, handles all her work like her manager. Jack has got Manuel work in the film industry as an assistant, and he himself marries for the second time. After the last Italian wife, this time he has a Hungarian wife, who is an actress. Jack was cheating on her as well. Upon finding out, his wife shot him in the house. Now after all this, Jack has become more serious about his work. He is talking to Manuel about a film. Manuel is telling him about the film, The Jazz Singer, which has sound people are delivering dialogues. Now cinema will no longer be like earlier. He says, revolution has come and people are enjoying a lot. Now, Jack and Manuel are also going to make their films using this technology. One day, Manuel suddenly sees Nellie, who is surrounded by a crowd of people. He takes her out from there and brings her to the car, but Manuel thinks that by doing so, the image of Nellie will be ruined. Nellie tells him that she doesn't care what people think of her. She goes to the asylum to see her sick mother. 1928, Nellie is now working in a film in which she has to deliver dialogues, but she is so used to doing silent films for so long that she is not able to do this type of work. Also, it is so hot on the set. The sound mixer has a booth which is so hot that it makes it difficult for everyone to record. People do not want to shoot because of the heat, but Max and Ruth do not pay attention to the heat and only care for their perfect shot, until a man dies falling out of the sound mixer's booth due to heat stroke. Sometime later, Manuel shows up at a party where Jack has come, this time with his third wife. Feizu and Sydney are also present. Nellie is picked up by a football team to make a grand entry to the party, and Nellie takes a moment to kiss Jack in front of Jack's wife. Feizu does a sensuous dance for Nellie, and they are about to kiss just when some drunkards come and distract them. Nellie then goes to the washroom where she overhears people talking outside who are making fun of Nellie's looks, her acting and dialogue delivery, saying how weird her voice is. Hearing all this, she goes to her father Robert, who, sitting with a woman, saying that he can even kill a snake by holding it for her. So Nellie says that do this for me, then only I will know. To grab attention, she announces that her father is going to fight with a snake for her and whoever wants to see this should come out with them. Jack, Manny, Feizu, Robert, and Nellie along with other people are looking for a snake in the desert. Nellie sees a snake and tells her father Robert to fight with it, but Robert rolls away as soon as he stands in front of the snake. Because of which Nellie herself reaches to fight the snake despite everyone's refusal. She catches it, but the snake bites her on the neck. Seeing this, no one tries to save her, but Feizu kills the snake with a knife and sucks the poison out of Nellie's neck. When Nellie regains consciousness, she starts kissing Feizu passionately without caring for anyone. After some time, Bob invites Manuel and Sydney back to him for executive positions and he offers them a lot of money. He wants Manuel to improve the public image of Nellie. He says, do something about her career, because she is badly trapped in gambling addiction and now she is not getting work in Hollywood because of her affair with Feizu. To which Manuel tells Bob that he will do everything to improve Nellie's image, and for this he will first take the help of gossip journalist Eleanor. Nellie is listening to all these things. Now by this time films of black people have started taking off, and for this reason, Manuel also asks Sydney to use makeup, but Sydney feels insulted and leaves the job and starts working in a studio and never looked back again. Jack is shocked to hear about the death of his very special friend George, who killed his girlfriend and shot himself. Jack is already upset, but his wife starts taunting him for his acting and performance, saying it's low effort. 1930. This is the period when all the films are made with sounds and dialogues. Until now, Manuel has made a good public image of Nellie with Eleanor as an elite actress. He takes her to a very high-profile party, so that Nellie can meet as many people as possible, make good contacts and do films with them. But Nellie is not liking all this at all. In fact, she is feeling very disturbed and uncomfortable with such appearances, so she takes drugs again, and this time its effect is such that she breaks down on eating like a pig, due to which she feels like vomiting, and in the end she vomits on the host of that party. 1932. Now Jack's films are not doing well, so he is doing low-budget films in a small studio. He reaches the theater to know the reaction of the people on his film, but he sees that people do not appreciate his acting skills. They're laughing, making fun of him, and even Eleanor, who interviewed him, has printed about Jack that his time as an actor is over. On which Jack goes to meet her. She says bluntly that you should now accept that your time is over. You and all the actors of your time have left a mark for the film industry and future generations. You should be happy. After this, Jack's assistant comes up with a new project for him, but Jack refuses it. Here at Manuel's house at night, someone is banging on the door. He sees Nellie standing there terrified and saying that she needs the $85,000 she lost in gambling and she has to repay it, because if she doesn't do it, people who won against her will pour acid on Nellie. At first, Manuel doesn't want to help her, but he has to say yes to help because of the time he spent with her. He was concerned for her. So he goes to the Count, who used to sell drugs on movie sets and now is an aspiring actor. The Count and Manuel reach gangster James with a bag of money. When James goes to get drinks, the Count tells Manuel that all the money in the bag is from the film set, so is fake. Manuel is scared and nervous to hear this. Then James takes them to an underground area with one of his men, Wilson, saying that main attraction is here. People are having sex there. Some are eating live rats. James takes out money from that bag and starts blowing it on them, but when his drink spills on those notes, he realizes that these notes and all the money are fake. Seeing this, all the goons of James go after the Count and Manuel, but Manuel escapes and saves his life by opening the chain of an alligator there. Now he runs to Nellie and asks her to come to Mexico with him and the Count, where they will be safe. He packs his bags and takes her out, but stops at a gas station to get gas. Meanwhile, Nellie goes to a party going on nearby, and a panicking Manuel follows her there and tells her that they don't have much time, they have to leave. But Nellie cries over the trouble she has caused to Manuel because of her mistakes. So Manuel tells her that he loves her and they'll get married and live comfortably in Mexico. They both kiss each other while dancing in that party, and a journalist nearby records this. At a different side of the city, in party, Feizu meets Jack, who is with his new girlfriend this time, but he seems a bit changed and very sad about his films. Faye tells her that she's now going to Europe forever. She got a job offer from a studio there. They both say goodbye to each other, and Jack goes to his room sad and shoots himself in the head. Here Manuel has to leave the house of the Count with some last things, so he goes there. As soon as he enters, Nellie gets out of the car thinking she doesn't deserve Manuel and dances away in the dark, disappearing. Inside, James' goons have killed the Count and his roommate, and he is now about to kill Manuel, but Manuel begs for his life in front of him. He starts pleading, due to which the goon lets Manuel go. In a brief montage, we see people attending the funeral of Jack, and the news of the deaths of 76-year-old Eleanor and 34-year-old Nellie in a hotel room are published in the newspaper. 1952. Manuel has returned to Los Angeles with his daughter and wife, and after the two of them have gone to their hotel room, he is talking to the guards outside the Kinoscope studio, where he is watching the colored movie Singing in the Rain in the theater. There are several scenes that remind him of Nellie, and he breaks down in tears. In the end, we are shown another montage of how this was an evolutionary period in cinema and the film industry, from the silent era to the 20th century, with films such as The Matrix, Terminator, and After. Manuel wanted to make a mark in the film industry, which he has done by being part of this evolution, so he smiles. And this movie ends here. How did you like this movie? Do tell us in the comments section.